Does anyone have a question?
What's beyond the astral plane?
What's beyond the astral plane is infinite energy in the universe. The astral plane is a level of consciousness that's really, not too far out into the cosmos. It's right above the head. It contains imagination, all kinds of elements, dream world. But when you talk about a spiritual life, the astral plane is just another step on a ladder. Because what we're talking about is getting to the source of all creation, connecting with what's infinite in the universe. And the astral plane is within the finitude of the universe. So what we need to do in our inner work is build a system inside that enables us to transcend time and space. I mean, you can fill time and space with astral traveling, with, visions of that world, that netherworld of astral life. What we try to do through the meditation is develop a system that can truly attain a state of nothingness. And that state of nothingness becomes a state of oneness with higher energy in the universe, with God, whatever one wants to call it. Too often people that have the gift of being able to go into the astral plane, that's where they wind up. And it becomes all kinds of psychic, means of relating and, astral, tarot cards and astrology and et cetera, et cetera. And it becomes that instead of a depth of surrender that enables them to get to a place that transcends the psychic, that transcends the astral, that transcends everything. And I'm not against astrology and tarot cards. I've had enough of that done in my life to understand profoundly what it really is. It's just a way, it's a guide, it's a way of really learning about yourself and what you have to do to grow to the next steps in your life. And the best psychics, the best astrologers, the best tarot readers, it's all done some kind of psychic transmission that comes, and one has to be capable of reading it in terms of their own inner growth and the next steps they have to take in their life. Does anyone else have a question? I mean, Rudy used the metaphor, you go to a department store and you shop. You get off on the first floor, second floor, third floor, 20th floor, and you shop. And that's basically what inner work is all about. It enables you to move from step to step, almost like on a ladder. And the ladder ultimately leads to a state of enlightenment, but you can get off on any floor and shop for the rest of your life, instead of learning what you have to learn there and then moving on. And what makes it possible to move on, as paradoxical as it sounds, is being truly grounded. Every human being has a tree of life inside him. That tree of life is rooted, which enables it to grow endlessly into the cosmos. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And the wonderful thing about inner work is that it'll take you as far as you want to go. You know, if the goal is to make a lot of money, to have a relationship, to have things of the earth of that nature, it'll take you there. It'll open you enough to make all of those things possible. If the goal is to have a spiritual life, to ultimately be with God, it'll take you there. Which means you got to go step by step, because getting to God is also having to deal with working out one's karma on the earth, learning about all aspects of living on the earth, and ultimately coming out with love in your heart, with joy, with compassion. Without greed and anger and fear and et cetera, which so often dominates the lives of people that live here. Jealousy, another big one. I've had to contend with that all my life. You know, people, it's jealous. I mean, finally I learned not even to listen anymore. You just grow and none of it matters. The important thing is one's connection with higher energy in the universe. And then using it creatively in the world, you know, because whatever your occupation is, whatever you do, and your family, and it's all a means of using that energy creatively in the world. Working out one's karma. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? You know, just to finish, this meditation is a very powerful meditation. And often people, you know, can't open completely to it, and it scares them. Well, the strength of the meditation is a reminder that all of us have to grow. We haven't arrived yet. We have to build a system that's stronger inside. And it's better to have a meditation that really demands this than some kind of, you know, I'm okay, you're okay type of situation, which doesn't really demand anything of a human being. When I first started studying with Rudy, it was very difficult for me because his energy was so powerful. And it was a constant reminder of how far I had to go to even, open to having a spiritual, never mind a spiritual life, a life on the earth. And I finally realized, Stuart, you need somebody who can transmit this level of energy, and has enough caring and compassion for you that they're willing to work with you to help you to get through all your nonsense. And it really changed something in me. I became grateful, and I no longer had the resistance to the strength, but I said, okay, you have to open and develop that kind of inner strength in yourself. Instead of allowing it to chase you away or say, okay, I want something, I'll do hatha yoga the rest of my life, whatever people do. There's nothing wrong with hatha yoga. But I once heard Rudy say, how does Kundalini Yoga differ from Hatha Yoga? He said, well, it's the difference between a PhD and a, and kindergarten, first grade. And it's, in a sense, it's true, I mean, this is really powerful inner work that gets one to the source of creative energy. Getting there, we need Hatha Yoga. I used to teach Hatha Yoga when I was younger, We need all of these different elements. We need acupuncturists, chiropractors, we need doctors, we need all the things that life provides that can help us truly move forward. And deep meditation will attract everything one needs. And none of it is negative. It all works to help a human being grow. We need even our religious beliefs, because, in their profoundest aspects, they are there to help us grow, to help us get closer to God. And the kind of meditation that I teach and Rudy taught will attract all of these things that give us a footing on a path that leads to enlightenment. Because there's something to learn from every single aspect of life. And ultimately, nothing is in conflict with anything else unless we make it in conflict. It's all, God is love. God is, you realize we all live right at the center of creation. All of creation is manifesting around every single one of us. And all of creation is a manifestation of God's love. Always what's missing is our inner development so that we can experience this. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? So have patience. I mean it. Some of you are new to this, very new to this. Have patience. Give it time. I always say a really good bottle of wine, the bouquet, it can take 5 years for the bouquet to really manifest. I mean, nobody said it better than Rudy. It takes 9 months to have a baby. It takes actually 1 second to die. And basically in this meditation, we're all giving birth to ourselves. So have patience. I mean, I'm a big fan of pickles. I really like pickles. I found a guy on the Lower East Side of Manhattan that all he sells is pickles. And those, they're delicious because they've been marinating long enough so that they became delicious. And we're, not pickles, but we have to marinate in God's energy. We have to open to allow ourselves to marinate in God's energy. We can't know better because who knows better than God, Who knows better than higher energy in the universe? So we marinate, and then ultimately our heart's open, there's love inside, we're balanced, the mind gets quiet, we become delicious. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, I just want to announce that Sunday there won't be a meditation. There's a big retreat this weekend at Stony Point here in New York. And so I won't be able to have a class Sunday evening. There will be a class on Thursday. And I'm very grateful people are showing up from all over the world. And it's going to be a birthday celebration as well as very deep spiritual practice. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be very nice. I haven't done anything like this in at least 2 to 3 years. So I think it's going to be really an exciting weekend. So God bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday, and have a wonderful evening. And again, I always say it, I'll say it again, and maybe you're tired of hearing it, but I'm very grateful that every single one of you shows up in these meditations, because I don't walk away from one of these meditations without having learned something really important about my own growth and what I have to do with my life. So bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to Thursday. See you then.
Thank you, Stuart.